Well, hi there. I'm Susan McNeil with the Bellows Falls Opera House and Rockingham Entertainment Development, and I help to oversee the independent film program at the Opera House. And today we are speaking with Gail Gilbert, who is the filmmaker for a wonderful film coming to the Opera House on October 9th called Puppy Love. Hi, Gail.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming here. Gail's been up at the Stowe Story Lab, and she will be there for a week, so we're very fortunate to have her be able to come today to do this taping. So I want to read you a short descriptive paragraph about what this movie, which everybody is going to love, everybody, is all about. Puppy Love tells a personal story with a universal message. And this is a quote from Gail. My puppy and his litter mates suddenly became paralyzed, and the vets told us to put them down. The documentary follows a literal life and death struggle as everything from Chinese herbs to chicken soup is used to nurse the pups back to health. Puppy Love is more than a movie about dogs. It's a story about the power of the human spirit to conquer things that seem unconquerable. Wow, that is high praise, and I can't wait to see it. So now let's take a minute and watch the trailer for the upcoming Puppy Love.
On the day I came to pick up my puppy, I couldn't believe how lucky I was.
This litter was fine. They were gorgeous puppies.
But a week after I brought him home, our luck changed.
It's unbelievable when they just couldn't walk. And we just kept taking them to the vets. The vet said, yeah, it happens. We put them asleep. We euthanize them.
He can move all around just with his neck muscles.
But he can't use his arms?
Not yet.
We don't know how much nerve damage is permanent.
Last week we had talked about euthanizing him if he was going to starve to death.
I was just like, no, this is not gonna happen. Like, stop pitying yourself and stand.
The body is an amazing thing. It wants to heal. It wants to be dynamically normal. I never underestimate what it can do.
Hopping.
We tell these guys, you know, when you grow up, you can go hunting and tracking, do agility.
Yep, we almost got into a stand there. Yeah, that was good.
Why would you want a defective dog? I had people say to me.
We're giving them arnica.
And Chinese herbs
Beets and carrots and zucchini, pork heart.
and chicken soup.
As long as they keep getting better, then we're going to keep fighting whatever this is.
Let's go.
Puppies are amazing. They're always amazing, aren't they?
We're going to do it, aren't you?
Well, I'm sure you enjoyed that trailer as much as I did when I first saw it and just knew we had to bring Gail to the Opera House with this film. So hi again, Gail.
Hi, nice to be here.
It's hard to know where to start because this story has so many moving parts. So maybe let's go back to the beginning when this very tragic occurrence first happened and how it led you to filming everything that you did and then thinking, I have a movie here.
Well, I started filming only because I really thought the puppies were going to die. So I wanted to have a record of them because they were very cute.
Oh, adorable.
so
They're Labradors?
They're Labradors.
Labradors, yes. Little roly-poly Labradors.
Yeah, very roly-poly. And then I got so busy helping with the dogs, because I went out there pretty much 4 or 5 times a week, that I asked a friend of mine to come out who had just gotten a DSLR camera if she could shoot them on her camera. And then she got involved with the dogs, so she asked a friend of hers who had just gotten a degree in cinematography if he could bring his camera and start shooting. And about that time, we realized that maybe there was going to be a happy outcome, and maybe we should be more serious about the footage and think of it more in terms of an actual movie instead of just a record of these lives.
Mm-hmm. So how many puppies were there again in the litter?
There were 7 in the litter. there were 5 boys and 2 girls.
And they all fell victim to this tragic
Only the
paralyzation?
boys. Only
Oh,
the
only
boys.
the boys. So 5 of them.
5 boys. And when I have a vet who's in the movie, and she came to our opening night screening, and that question came up of why only the boys.
Right.
And she said it made sense because puppies' immune systems aren't as the male puppies don't their immune system doesn't develop as quickly as females. So the whatever it was that caused the paralysis, the females were developed enough to stave it off, and the males succumbed to it at varying levels. I mean, some of them were worse than others. They all were pretty much flat out. They were like piles
Like
of Jello on the
little
floor. But
rags dolls.
Yeah.
When you watch the trailer, it's unbelievable.
yeah, they were down and out. But once one started to kind of ambulate, everybody's spirits lifted. So
I imagine. And so how long did you spend on working at this recovery with the puppies?
it was about 9 or 10 months before all of them really could walk.
Wow.
And
9 or
then-
10 months.
Yeah, and then we had one, they walked at varying degrees sooner, but until we really felt like they were all out of the woods. And then it took about a year before they really were, people wouldn't stop and look at them on the street and stuff, which was kind of awkward, but except for one of them always looked funny. But he was so lovable, everybody just loves him. He's the star of the show.
And so what were their names?
There's Red, who's Ready, Set, Go. There's Shooter, who's Shoots and Ladders. There's my dog, which is Scout. He's the Eagle Scout. And Oliver, who's I'll have another with a twist, because he was the twisted one. And he steals the show. He totally steals the show.
And so that's 4.
And then the 5th one was Dylan. He is in Nebraska. He got bought by a woman in Nebraska. And that's hours from us. We're in Illinois. So she communicated with us, and we knew what she was doing. And she's the first one who went to a holistic vet who told her, if you just work at this hard enough, the dog could possibly come out of it. Because all the vets we saw in Illinois told us just to put him down. So
Isn't
it
that
was
something.
Yeah, so the woman in Nebraska is the one who gave us the inspiration to give it a try.
But that's an interesting correlation when you look at, Western medicine and doctors who say this situation is just too dire and I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. And then you go to Eastern medicine practitioners and they're all about, well, what Chinese herbs might we be able to use? What modality can we try? And,
Yeah,
it's very interesting that was
Yeah.
the same kind of platform.
and we didn't find the vet, who's a Western medicine vet, until the dogs were all somewhat ambulating, who's in the movie. And she kind of changed the whole dynamic when we had an actual vet to consult.
Wow. And what were the names of the 2 girls? We can't leave them out.
Oh, there's Gretchen and Cheddar.
Gretchen and Cheddar. It's perfect.
Cheddar was yellow and Gretchen's black.
So, were the people involved, right, with the breeder, with the litter, and had that ever been anticipated before? Had she or was it a woman who was the
Yeah,
breeder?
the breeder,
Had she
no.
ever run into this kind of situation? Was she totally freaked out and surprised by it?
Oh, completely sidelined. I mean, it was just horrible. It was her last litter. She'd been breeding for 40 years, and she'd told the world, this is going to be my last litter. I just want one yellow girl. If I get one yellow girl, this is going to be my... And so Cheddar was her girl. And unfortunately, this hit, and nobody, there was no one she consulted. Nobody could help her. And she was just devastated.
So what was that like? I mean, experiencing it, going through it. Did they suddenly, all of them, fall to this terrible situation? Or was it sort of happen to one and then another over
It
a period
happened to
of time?
all of them over the course of a week. So
Just
the one
a
in
week?
Yeah, the one in Nebraska happened first. And then the 2 black ones happened in Illinois. And then the yellow one, Shooter, happened. And I think mine... And then Scout happened. So basically, it was just they all kind of, and what happened was I woke up in the morning and my puppy just, he looked like he couldn't, he just looked odd. And he tried to go up the back steps after I took him out the backyard. And he just had trouble going up the back steps with his hind legs. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. And then I put him in his crate because I had to do a workout. And I get out of my workout and he couldn't really walk on his back legs. And I thought, well, that's strange. But I knew we were going to a vet to get his next set of shots. So I put him in the crate, drove downtown. So it was like another hour. I get to the vet and he couldn't walk. So then I'm sitting in the lobby of the vet, and of course that vet takes like an hour. You're sitting in the lobby for an hour. And by the time she finally saw us, he couldn't put any weight on his front legs, so he couldn't even sit up. And then she sent me to a neurologist. So then I drive all the way out an hour to the neurologist. And by the time we saw the neurologist, he was just, all he could do was blink and swallow. So it took about 12 hours.
Horrifying.
Yeah, it was...
Just horrifying.
You wait, you go to bed with a perfect puppy, and 12 hours later, it's just like, well, so.
And all of the other dogs were still at the breeders.
No, they'd all gone to different people.
Oh.
And she just told us all to bring them home. Bring them back to the
Back
farm.
to her.
Yeah. Because she didn't know what she was going to do, but she didn't want
Right.
anybody to do anything to them.
I'm not a dog person.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, if I'm ever going to love a dog, it will be one of these puppies in this film. Am I correct in thinking that there's some sort of hip dysplasia or something that happens with labs in particular?
Mm-hmm. That's something that's very common, but that wasn't this.
That wasn't this.
Yeah, that's something, typically it happens later in dogs, but no, this was something in their neurological system that just shut it down.
Out of the blue.
Yeah, and well, it had to be some kind of a outside source. So it was either something that they had eaten, something that they had gotten in vitro from the mother, or something, we don't know. Like, there were a lot of theories. One was Kuhnhound syndrome. There were all sorts of people were sending us articles and ideas.
Oh, I'm sure.
But there's nothing definitive, so the movie really doesn't try to find a reason. Mm-hmm. It's more just about the idea of perseverance and not taking no for an answer and following your heart to get something you really want.
It's a very, very good
general,
philosophy for all of us as humans, no doubt about that. So as the word got out in your community that this was happening to these dogs, did the community sort of rally around you? And
Yeah, one woman who I still see today, she's our chiropractor, our canine chiropractor. Mm-hmm. She came to the Breeders' Help Aid and came to her house maybe at least 2 times a week and worked on the dogs. And then another friend of the breeders who's a acupuncturist, a canine acupuncturist, came and worked on them. And her local vet in the town the breeder lived in gave her free, she would go visit her and just try to talk to her and stuff. And so a lot of people did donate their time and help and love and support. But it really was just the 4 of us who were doing all the day-to-day work.
in the film, it feels like there is just this whole community of love around making sure these dogs, one way or the other, were going to come back.
Yeah, and different levels. I personally was the one who kept making the chicken soup because
regular old chicken soup.
Yeah, just because
chicken soup for
they
dogs.
couldn't swallow and they couldn't chew. They could swallow, but they couldn't chew. So for a couple weeks, we would just pry open their mouths and take a syringe of water and stick it in.
Oh, my
sometimes she'd put sugar in the water or something. And a girlfriend of mine said, "Why don't you give them chicken soup?" So I started syringing chicken soup in their mouths. And one time I had all the boiled chicken from the chicken soup, and I just put it in a bowl. Oh, and it just gave pieces to these 2 puppies who were completely flat out. They hadn't moved at all. And they both just ate the whole chicken. So then I thought, wow. And within 2 days, they were eating, and everything changed. That literally changed everything. So I still make chicken soup. So I'm, live in Illinois, I'm here in Vermont, and I made a big batch of chicken soup for my dog so he'd know that I love him while I'm away from home. So he's at home eating my chicken soup.
So you've heard it here first in Bellows Falls. The truth about chicken soup is that it's really, really good for you, no matter what ails you. So if it worked on these poor puppies in this tragic situation, it's going to work for you as well. So I love that story. So I've got some information here on the cast and the crew. The breeder's name is Cindy Nauer. And as you say, she was a breeder for 40 years.
40 years. She started when she was like 18.
Oh, gee, it's
Or
devotion.
16 or something. Yeah, she started breeding dogs for hunt purposes. Her dad was a hunter, and she was training him for hunt stuff.
And in 2016, she was named the AKC Breeder of the Year in tracking after 4 of the Puppy Love puppies became champion tracking dogs.
It's the hardest champion title in AKC. I know it sounds crazy because they're all hard. I don't have any champions titles on my dog, but a champion tracking title is the percentage-wise of the dogs that enter try to become champion. It's a really difficult title to get.
So
to have 4 in one litter actually it ended up being 5 in one litter.
Of the puppies who were in such serious trouble, they turned out to be the award winners as well.
Oh yeah, they all everybody.
This is a crazy story.
Yeah, even Oliver, the one he walks like Charlie Chaplin, but he was a champion tracking dog.
So what does champion tracking mean for a dog? What does that involve?
Well, in AKC, there's 3 tests you have to pass. You have to get a tracking dog title, which my dog has, which is the first one. Then you have to get either a tracking dog excellent title or a VST, veritable surface tracking dog title, which is both of those are incredibly hard, and I did not go after either of those. But you get those titles, then you get your champion tracking dog.
Wow.
It's a lot of work.
But really, what's extraordinary is that these puppies who were so down and out and came back literally from the brink, then went on to be champions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, this story just has no beginning and no end. It just goes.
Well, it does keep
goes on
going.
and
I have to
on.
say, because Shooter is still working. He's a dynamo. He's got his hunt title. He's got every title. I think he's got his excellent agility title or whatever. I don't know. He's got a lot of titles.
And so Shooter's owner is Penny Kurtz. Mm-hmm. And where does she live?
She lives in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Out in Illinois. Mm-hmm. And then Michelle Cullen is Oliver's owner. Mm-hmm. And she was born in Ireland.
Yeah, so she taught Oliver how to do an Irish jig. So when we had our premiere, we were on the red carpet at this theater, and she's there doing a jig. Oliver's picking up his front paw. Oh, it was hysterical.
I promise you, people watching this, we're not making this up. This isn't some sort of fairy tale about poor puppies who were so injured and then came back magically to life. This is a true, unbelievable story. Puppy love. Okay.
It took a lot of time.
Took a lot of time, took a lot of love and devotion, for sure. So let me remind everybody again, before we go on to a couple of other things, that Puppy Love will be at the Bellows Falls Opera House on Thursday, October 9th. The doors open at 6:30 p.m. The film is at 7, and Gail will be there, hopefully with her marvelous puppy, if she can manage that, because you live in Illinois.
I live in
think you
Illinois.
said.
It's going to be a long drive.
It's a fair distance from good old Bellows Falls,
I'll be there
Vermont.
for sure.
Yes. The tickets are $15 each, plus a $2.50 ticket service charge. And you can get those tickets on the Bellows Falls Opera House website, which is www.bellowsfallsoperahouse.com. And so that information is up now, and I would suggest getting your tickets early, because not only is this just going to be an absolutely wonderful movie, maybe not for younger children, because as you said, it can be hard to watch as they go through the process of healing themselves.
Yeah, I would say under 9, maybe 9.
Under 9.
I've had many screenings where there's little 4-year-olds and they love it, but I also wonder when I'm sitting behind them if it's upsetting them. So
yeah, well, we'll leave that up to the parents, who just as a bit of a disclaimer that there may be some parts of this that are troubling for younger children who can't really understand the magic that's going on. We also, due to Gail's generosity, are partnering with the Windham County Humane Society, whose motto is "Make a Friend for Life." I think you have many friends. All of these puppies are your friends for life.
And the women.
And the women, oh, no
Yeah,
doubt.
totally
The
changed
other
my life.
miracle workers, yes, who are involved here. And a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Humane Society. So that's really wonderful as well. And we have some interesting special gifts here that are going to be a raffle so that you might have a chance to win a lupine pet collar and leash set. So Gail is showing you that. I mean, this is just adorable. And what did you tell me the name of this particular
this is their
design?
puppy love pattern.
See the hearts right here? Yes, adorable.
And Lupine Pet is in New Hampshire. All of their things are manufactured in New Hampshire, and they generously donated collar and leash sets for each of my screenings so that we could do a raffle for anybody who makes a donation of any size to the Wyndham Humane Society. They get their ticket put in the bowl, and they get drawn that night to see if they get to win the collar leash. And there's a couple other colors too.
Oh, so who doesn't love a raffle?
Yeah.
I mean, we all love raffles, right? The chance to win something for a couple of bucks, and these look like.
Oh, they're world class.
they're
I
so
swear by this
strong.
brand. They're lifetime guaranteed. Even if your dog chews it and you send it back, they'll replace it.
Wow.
They're like the industry standard for the best collar made. I love this collar.
Well, we'll have to reach out to the folks at Lupine and see if they might want to come.
Oh yeah.
As well, if they're only in New Hampshire. I mean, that's just across the river.
Exactly.
So you have some friends in Walpole.
Oh yes.
And who said, if you're looking for a theater, you might want to try the Opera House. And I feel so lucky that they suggested that to you and that you followed up and we had a chance to.
Well, I'm very grateful for being hosted at the Bellows Falls Opera House. It's going to be a great night.
It is going to be a great night, and you're going to come tonight to the
Charles
second week of the Charles Light series, so that you'll get a chance to see what the theater is like and what it feels like when there's an audience in the film. And not only that, but you'll get to see our concession stand, which actually is pretty famous itself. You know why?
No, why?
Because we have something called the Triple Up.
Oh.
Nobody else has the Triple Up, which is this gigantic container of popcorn and a large box of candy and a large drink for $8.
Oh wow, that's a deal.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, that's a deal.
So that families can come, and every of those children who are saying, "I want some," well, you just buy one Triple Up and share it with everybody, and then you're all set. Okay, is there anything else that you would like to share about this marvelous story before we close?
Just that I'm very excited to come. I'm very honored that I'm included in your roster, and the thing that strikes me the most is people who aren't dog people who love it. And I've gotten so many people who come up to me after screenings or email me, or I've had phone calls from people that say they don't even like dogs, but that it touched such a chord in them because it reminded them of taking care of their dead sick mother,
Yes.
or sick father or cousin, or when they were sick and other people helped them, and how just hope and just perseverance and love really pulled them through. And seeing that in this film really, struck a chord. So
Yeah,
it's a inspiring film, even though it's about paralyzed dogs.
Well, it's a real correlation between the human condition and how all of you just wouldn't give up
Yeah.
on these puppies. So if you would like an inspiring evening, a chance to meet Gail, she'll stay for a Q&A after the film, get an autograph or two. Is that something that you're interested in? Be sure to mark your calendars for Thursday, October 9th. Doors at 6:30, film at 7. We love it when people come at 6:30, get all comfortable in your seat and purchase your Triple Up as well. And then we'll kick things off at 7 o'clock. Gail, again, thank you so much for making the effort to come and be here at Fact TV Studios. Thank you, Fact TV, for allowing us to film this show. And I will see you, along with Gail, on October 9th. Thanks for watching.